Hello my crafty friends, it's Krista here from Second Chance Creation. I'm having my cup of coffee. It stopped raining, which is great. And I'll be going out in the garden today, check on all my little babies. Excuse me. All right, labels. Everyone does it. Everyone's been doing it. It's nothing new. It's just that I found these in my stash and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I've had this for yonks and I'm going to use them now. Just making, lots of ephemera. I'm getting low again, so just got to keep going. And this is what I can do at night time. And I've covered some with dictionary paper already, okay? These I've inked. These I've lightly inked with, I used the Distress Oxide Tattered Rose. And these one I used Distress Oxide Vintage Photo. That's it. Yeah. So this is what, I've been doing. Very relaxing. It's nothing new. Everybody's been doing these. So, and then I found a sheet of bigger labels, but they're all close together. They're not separated like these. So I'm thinking of using paper napkin and decoupage it all. And I use random napkins, not just one. And then in the hope that once it's dry, if I peel it off, it'll just tear away. So I'll see how that works. And then I can, before I do that, I can put some stamp it. And then decorate them, so that's going to be really cool fun. So I'll just show you my version. I've got this here because I've got this camera on. I'm just going to make sure it's okay. Yeah, I've got the camera zoomed in. So here I've made some, and they're sort of slightly coming off the backing, which is okay. Okay. I've used various book pages, dictionary pages. I did some stamping. Let's stick together here, and of a outline of a label, and I've done that on the brown paper bag, the shopping bag, magazine cutouts, a sticker. This is from an old book, and some print of a recipe. Here I've made some more. Okay, decoupage, one of my little envelopes. This is a sticker, and this was a page number, and I really like that number, the font of that. This one here, a music paper, children's book. Here I've used a backing I use from the colour children book pages. This is what I use, okay? And because when you use it as a background, it looks really cool. This one here is a couple dancing. I think this is Edwardian times, and it's a little sticker, but it didn't stick anymore, so I just cut it out. This is was a label made in China. It's red on the other side, and it says made in China, but I used the opposite side because it had that number on it, which I thought was pretty cool. So I attached the actual label on there, and then put a little plant sticker across there. Okay. And this was of a bottle, and I used some gel print fabric on that one. Here's just a bottle on a book dictionary paper. Left this blank because I'm not sure what I want to use it. I can decorate at a later stage. This is a napkin and a little ticket, and just a cutout for a magazine. I decoupaged a key on this. This is had this big bug on a napkin, and I just tore that out, popped it onto a book page. I want to make it look really grungy and use this letters B for bug. And again, it's the backing of this, and that's just a bit of decoupage, napkin, a little cutout, a couple of lovers just sitting there enjoying their time together. And of course the ones that were really loose, I just put them on a page of acetate, And this is actually, what do you call that? You put through, you know, those films that you put through some slides or whatever. I can't remember the name. Yeah, so I've put them on here to keep them together. Tim Holtz backing, which was, I think it was part of this blue. And this is the, I did some, cut out some tags, my die, and that's what's left over. And I've made it into like a little window, and she's sitting on there. This is, what's this one? This is just a magazine snippet. And there's half of a tag that I cut in half. Did a bit of stamping and just a bit of book page. Background, again, it was part of this, okay? And just from a magazine. Another Tim Holtz. I won't go through all of them. I don't want to bore you. This was from a stamping book that had a little typewriter on there. I thought, how cool was that? Bit of handmade paper on here. Here's a collage of little stamps that I had, that I collected or printed out last year before I had all my stamps. So I made a little collage and used them all up. And this is a piece of embossed shopping bag. This is a paper towel. It had those yellow flowers on it, which was, let me see if I can find it. Used it all up, I think. Okay, no. So that's that one, and then did a fair bit of decoupage with napkins. It's a cutout of a magazine. I just inked the green, and you can you see that little horse? I'll just see if I can. I'm not sure if you can zoom in that one. It's that one there, little horse there. So yeah, so, and this here is a stack of letters cut out from a magazine on some book page, and just pop friends on there. So yeah, so that's what I've been using, and I find it so relaxing, super relaxing. I mean, it's nothing new, everybody does this, but I just wanted to show you my version. And then, you know, I kept going because I was going to use them. Someone asked me about my clothing labels. I do have a video on it, but I'll just do a quick rerun. Yeah, so I use the Miller's clothing tags because they're quite cool. And at night time, I just peel these off. I've got still a few to go. And one side I peel off, and it depends, or I can sand the other side. It depends what you want to do with them. It doesn't make them thinner. It makes them thin just a little bit, but not too much, you know, so they're still quite, what's this? And this is another price tag, which is like this, okay, which is blank on the other side, which is pretty cool. So you can either leave it, and I've covered these already with some dictionary paper, okay, and here I've covered it all with some coffee dyed paper. I had a piece of paper left, didn't fit, didn't matter. And there, this one I've kept blank and just inked the edges, and this is what I've made. So here is one of my labels, okay, and I used glue because the glue on the label is pretty old, so it wouldn't stick. But this is one of the labels that I've already had made, and what I did was I decoupaged over the book paper and then popped that label on. How cool. Popped on an eyelet. Doesn't that look great? Oh, I love it. And here's another one. Okay, this is a Miller's one. Again, here's my label, and I've popped in some brown paper bag on the back just to give a bit of contrast and a little bit of lace. You're beautiful, don't change, the little girl says to the bird. So yeah, so you can just see the label here. I mean, how cool. And then I use, you know, the lids of the drumstick ice cream cones. You know all about that one. This is a Miller's label, and I made it into a tuck or a belly band. This is that green from the book page, and I decoupaged this, and then I put one of my vintage stickers on there. Alright, so that can be either a belly band or it can be a tuck. And I wanted to use that thickness so this is raised so that it's, you know, it's not flat on the page. You can actually be quite easy to tuck something underneath there if you, okay, just like that. Yes, I really like these. So that's what I've done. And here's another one. This one I've actually just collaged, grunged it up. Little house with a beautiful garden. This came out of a magazine, and I used, behind that, I used some more of this paper, okay? And just used coffee dyed paper on the back. So that's what I did with those labels. So that's the label, clothing tags story. All right, just to answer the person's questions on that one, and my ice cream cone lids. And then I was watching Pam from the Paper Outpost. She was making these cool little envelopes, but it's this interested me. I thought that was pretty cool. That's another thing I can do at night time when I really don't want to feel like doing a big project and I just want to chill out in front of the TV with a cup of tea or a glass of wine, and I can just do these ones in preparation. This is backed onto a shopping bag, and I did a stamp on a shopping bag, fussy cut out, popped on a butterfly. So how cool is that? And you know, it's flat, it's a nice pocket. It was some book page, chapter 7. I didn't want to put anything on it because you can use that to journal on as well. And the same here, just to strengthen that flower a little bit. I think that looks really cool if you pop it over a page, you know, just like that even. I mean, oh, really cool. So paper, those shopping paper bags are just amazing. And I'll show you now what I've done with one of the pieces. See if I can get it. So I've done the shopping bag. You all know. I mean, remember this? I've got heaps of them. I'll be using some as mulch for my garden. I put 2 pieces together to make it very sturdy. Did the corners, and it's going to be like a little booklet, and that's the cover. Okay, so what I've made was I made this, and I actually inked it very lightly. Okay, but I used my Tattered Rose over the top to take away that really dark brown. Not everyone likes that dark brown. And then the front I covered with my fabric. Okay, it's this one. I haven't got much left. And glued it onto there. I used the lid of an ice cream cone, and I covered it with a book page. Then I decoupaged her on from a napkin, and it's meant to look just sort of mystical, so she just peeks through. I used this trim, and it's a stretchy one, and I cut off the edging to make part of the tie, and I used crochet cotton, pink crochet cotton, and then so as you can see, I cut that off. See, there it is there. And then I cut the flower edging out, so I ended up only with these little things to utilize on the side here. Okay, I did some embossing on the brown paper bags just to see how it turns out, and I fussy cut this out. This is the whole thing, and I want to make something. I thought I'll maybe make something like this and make a tuck, but I really wanted those corners, so I fussy cut them out, and I lightly inked over the top because it's raised, and then I used my Tattered Rose to go over it. And doesn't that look cool? And you know what? That's given me more ideas now. Oh, danger, danger, danger. So I might put some, you know, I might sew in a couple of little pages, make a little booklet. I'm not sure. But at least that's done, and then goes into my little box of finished ephemera. And then when the time comes, I can just, you know, embellish it more if I wish. or add some more pages. It doesn't need embellishing. So that's that. And then what I did was I used some thicker paper and embossed some last night, and then I used some acrylic paint and did the gold on the inside, and then I used the teal on the outside with a very fine paintbrush, and then I fussy cut these out. I mean, how cool are they? Okay. But then I did the reverse on this one, the teal on the inside and the gold on top. And I do have an idea for this because it all started from this, okay? So I've dug up one of these old books, and I was going to make it into an altered book, you know, where you glue pages together and all that, but I've realised it's not really my thing. So I'm going to gut it. It has like a hidden spine type thing. And yes, it is. So I can just take it off. And what I'm going to do is, because it's a really lovely size, I want to make a hardcover journal. And so what I'm going to do is, I'll put it this way so you can see it. I'm going to use these to put on there. Okay. Not that colour, but I'm going to cut some out of thicker cardstock, really like packaging, but thick. It'll emboss it, and then it's raised because they make nice corner pieces, don't they? And then once I paint it all, that'll show up, and then I can highlight, you know, the raised part of it. So that is my inspiration for my next journal. It's going to be a hardcover one. I really like the texture on this. I'll probably just, you know, yeah, I'm not sure because I like to cover it in the theme that I want to use. I might use tissue paper to make it look really old. But yeah, and then I can use those on these front and back. So let me know of your thoughts on that one. I thought that was a real cool little discovery. But I'm going to use really thick cardboard to make this because I want them raised. Okay. Or is it here? I mean, oh, the mind just goes 100 miles an hour, doesn't it? Just goes 100 miles an hour. So yeah, so anyway, I better have another sip of my coffee, look. And but yeah, so hey, cool, you know. I might even make some ready-made and might even put them in my Etsy store. You know, someone might like just something simple like that to decorate, you know, even just you know, just to put on here as well. You know? I'll probably use them on this one. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I mean, so simple, isn't it? I mean, I've been after book corners, decorative, like metal corners, and I just couldn't find what I really wanted. And then when I did the embossing, and I'm thinking, oh, I got some. You know, it's extra work, but you know, we have time, don't we? We have plenty of time. All right, folks, I better let this go. So that's what triggered that off. And but I wanted to share the labels. All right, that's what I wanted to share, and then all the extras with it. So I hope you're well. Have a great weekend if you're if you're an Aussie girl here. Anywhere else, stay safe, be happy, and just keep crafting. I'm going gardening now. All right then. Bye for now.